Desk.
All right, Marty, thanks. Yesterday at this time, we had part one of our interview with guitarist Joe Satriani. His G3 tour comes to Rochester's Auditorium Theatre on Tuesday.
Now this morning, more of our interview. Our executive producer, Mike DiGiorgio, talked to Joe about the future of rock guitar and how he writes his instrumental music.
Let me ask you a weird question, though, back to instrumentals. I've always thought about this. You've written so many. How do you name an instrumental?
Oh, you know, it's easy. The title usually comes first.
Oh, really?
Like right here, I'm sitting in a hotel. I've got my guitar, right? A pretty distressed-looking guitar. But I might look out the window and see, you know, sunlight, you know, sort of shining off of a skyscraper or something like that. And I may get an idea of what that ray of sunshine is doing once it goes in the window and it hits somebody who's working at their desk, and what are they thinking about? They're thinking about being at home, playing with their dog. I don't know, you know, something silly like that. And I'll just start responding in a creative way to that little movie in my head. And so then the title's right there, you know, thinking about my dog or whatever it would be, or you know, sunlight downtown or something like that. If I'm writing a love song or a song about a tragedy, if I'm inventing something crazy about aliens or something, that crystallized thought is my beacon, you know, so that I only play the notes that relate to that particular story. So that's how that happens.
I want to ask you to speak for all of rock guitar right now, but you're headlining a thing called G3. What's the state of guitar these days? Are people picking it up?
I think that the younger generation, we're talking like, you know, 8 to 18, right? They are innovating on electric guitar in an amazing way. All you have to do is just spend a couple of hours on YouTube and you can really see what the younger generation is doing. Pop music really isn't supporting it, you know, so that's why we don't see it. We think it's not happening, but actually they're there, and they've got that perfect balance of being really angry at pop music and very excited. I don't think there's ever a shortage of talent. It's just that we don't see it because of whatever is trending at the moment. But if you dig deep and you look for it, you see, you know, like I said, you know, 11-year-old guitar players, young men and women who are out playing all of us elder statesmen, you know, and I think pretty soon it'll break, and I think it's very exciting. I mean, each new generation come and outshine the previous one.
I was just at an event yesterday, and my goddaughter, a preschooler, had her little toy guitar, and her mom's asking about, you know, anybody that's given lessons? It did my heart good anyway. Like, oh, please, someone's going to pick this up.
They're definitely doing it, and it's out there. You can find it. They may not be playing a 6-string like this, but they're playing 7, 8, 9, 10-string guitars. The sound of the music is different, as it should be. It should reflect what they're going through in their lives. So, you know what it reminds me of is like when I was teaching guitar back in Berkeley, California, I had a bunch of young teenage students. Alex Skolnick from Testament, Kirk Hammett, who was obviously eventually going into Metallica at the time. Larry Lalonde from Primus. You know, these young kids had, like I said before, they were not only were they angry, but they were excited about music, about being good musicians, and they weren't really getting a whole lot of love from the established. And then they took over the world. So there you go.
Joe, I'd be remiss because I am a huge Chickenfoot fan. I'm going to explain to the audience. Joe also has a band, a supergroup. He's with Chad Smith of the Chili Peppers, Michael Anthony Van Halen, of course, Sammy Hagar. I've seen you guys, Joe. You know, you didn't do a Satriani song. You didn't do a Chili Peppers. You didn't do a Van Halen song. I didn't care. You guys were jaw-droppingly good. So I got to ask if Chickenfoot's got a future.
I certainly hope so. I know that Sammy, last couple of months, has been saying he really to record a new album this year, and I'm ready. I know Chad's ready. He jumped on stage with us a couple of weeks ago in LA at the G3 show, and afterwards we were talking about how we've got to get Sam motivated to jump into the studio. So yeah, you know what? I'm going to start writing some songs and start sending them around. That's usually how the Chickenfoot wheel starts spinning.
Is that guitar hooked up?
No, it's not. It's, I don't know if you... There you go. No, they'd kick me out of the hotel if I hadn't plugged in. So...
That's all right. You're strumming for us.
Yeah,
Joe Satriani just played guitar on my show.
You probably can't see that. You can't see that cut on my finger, but that's what I've been nursing the last couple of days.
All right.
I've been playing guitar so much. So I'm just sitting here, just taking it easy.
All right, good.
Playing exercises, making sure my fingers are in good shape.
Oh, yeah. We want you in good shape for February 20th.
Absolutely.
Joe, it's been a thrill, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for doing this. I hope we manage a glitch-free interview, all right?
Mike could have gone on forever.
And
even part 8.
And even more G3 news. We can announce now Def Leppard's Phil Collen is one of the stars of the show. He's going to be here in our studio Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how they came up with the name Chickenfoot.
Well,
should have asked that.
Yeah.
All right, next up.